Well, hey everybody, thanks for joining me for the video here today. It is a slightly windy but beautiful evening here on the farm, and I thought I'd take a few minutes here to show you a product that at first I absolutely hated and now I absolutely love. So behind me here we got the New Holland skid steer and we got this rock bucket. So the item that I hated when I got it and I absolutely love it now is this Virnig rock bucket. So this is it's an 84-inch Virnig. I don't know if there's any other information really on it here. That's the sticker that's on it. This rock bucket I've had for, I don't know, at least 6 years, 5-6 years I've had it. And I got it obviously to pick up rocks. You can see as I entered the field here I started picking some up. But when I first got the bucket, you know, for those of you who don't know, we do some excavating work and some landscaping work besides the farm. So my mindset, oh sorry, don't want to blind you guys, was always kind of in preparation for lawns, for customers' lawns. So that means pretty much picking up every rock, you know, that's kind of bigger than that, you know. And I had to get myself out of that mindset. This is a farm field, it is not a lawn, so we do not need to get every last little rock. So that was the first thing I learned about this bucket. And again, everything that the reason between loving it and hating it is learning how to use it properly and the proper conditions and what to really expect from using it. So again, it's not going to pick up every last little dinky rock. That's not what it's designed to do. And again, I'm just used to that. So if you take a peek here, you can kind of see how wide these bars are. I forget what that is. I want to say it's maybe about 3 inches. I believe that's pretty close. So to me it would be helpful if there was a couple more of these crossbars, maybe one here and one back here, just because some of the rocks, they could be pretty big this way but skinny this way, and sometimes when you shake the bucket to get the dirt out, they will be able to turn sideways and fall through. So there is still that minor detail about it that's kind of annoying. And what I thought I might do is create some sort of removable grate that if I wanted to, maybe I could bolt something on here and it would make the size of the hole smaller, but just never got there yet because I end up picking up more stuff like that than anything. So this bucket has some nice heavy-duty teeth on it here, and if you'll notice across the edge here, there is a notch right here. So that notch works great because you scoop up your material, you can shake it, and believe it or not, it actually helps hold the rocks and things in there. So some of the conditions for using this, I'm going to show you using it here today. You can see that the ground is way too wet, really. No, the dirt part is okay, but we're going to be working on this field here, and there's chunks of sod, and you can see a few caught there. Normally stuff like that, when it's dry, it would actually shake out pretty well, but today everything's soaking wet, so we're going to be dealing with that. But I can't help it because we've got a dry stretch and I got to get the field planted. So that's one thing you're going to notice here today. If you can help it, super dry or nice dry conditions is going to go a long way in making sure that you don't have any clumping and you're only getting rocks staying in the bucket. Another thing that I learned about using this bucket is that, you know, this field was plowed and I hit it with the disc. So the material, as you can see here, is pretty loose. You know, it's pretty darn loose here. So that goes a long way in being able to scoop down underneath a rock. Previously, trying to use this in areas that were not really tilled or worked over very well, I would have trouble. You know, the bucket really wouldn't want to go into the ground very well, and that's not really what it's designed for. It's more to go into loose dirt and sort of sift those rocks out. So again, I've learned a lot about how to use this, trying to pass a few tips on to you. I do absolutely want to point out that this is not a sponsored video. I bought this bucket, like I said, years ago. I paid full price, and I've actually thought about selling it 2 or 3 times because I got so frustrated with it until I figured out how to use it. So I think I've rambled on long enough about some of the do's and don'ts and the tips and things that I've learned about this bucket. Let's go video some. I'm gonna go up and down the field here, and I'm gonna show you how I use it. So here's a couple of candidates here. So we'll dig down, we'll scoop that guy up, and we basically just tip the bucket a few times to knock the loose material out. Then we go on to the next one. Now you can see why having loose soil around your rocks is so important. You won't be able to sift properly or dig in properly. So let's just head down, and these are all just little ones. The cultipacker will push the little rocks in. We don't need to worry about those. Be able to see, oh, I missed a rock over there. You might be able to see we're leaving kind of little ridges wherever we've scooped a rock up. You can take the bucket real quick and level those ridges out if you want. You know, you just take down, drag back, and boom, the ridge is gone. Perfect. I'm just not worrying about it because I'm going to hit it with the disc a couple more times and those are going to disappear. All right, we got a big one over here. That one up out of the hole. All right, we're going to drag some of that dirt back because that was a big hole. right, guys, there we go. I got most of them. I still have to disc this over and get it leveled up. So there may be a few more that kind of pop up, roll out that we'll have to kind of pick up. But it's nice to get a lot of them out of the way so that the disc isn't having to jam over. It's not really good for the blades to constantly be jamming into some of these rocks here. So yeah, there we go. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe you learned something out of it. As you could kind of see from one of the last clips there, the field is still wet at the bottom, and I was practically getting stuck trying to scoop one of the rocks up. So I had to switch from coming up the hill trying to scoop till I came up the hill, and then I was scooping going down the hill. So other than that, you know, the upper part of the field here is pretty dry, but other than that little hiccup, everything else went pretty well. So I hope you learned something, like I said, from the video. If you have a field, a hobby farm, a farm, whatever, and you're like me and you're sick of walking around picking up rocks by hand, this may be a good solution for you. Again, not sponsored. There are other brands that make rock buckets, skeleton buckets out there. I just, usually when I'm gonna keep something for a long time, I don't cheap out and I buy something good. So maybe if you want to try something, you buy a cheap one first. I don't know, but if you have any questions about using one of these buckets, I'll do my best to answer them. Leave it in the comment section down below. Thanks everybody for watching. Sure hope to see y'all in the next video.